Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here into the very wee hours of the morning. My first Saturday college basketball podcast wrap-up show. I've got a lot to talk about. It was one of the craziest days in college basketball I have seen in years. Let's think about this. 2 to 3 games on Fox today went to overtime, and the one that didn't was just as crazy. Let's start it off right out of the gate. Number 9 Kentucky versus Seton Hall. What a game it was. And I'm telling you, it was the most impressive game I've ever seen. Clutch three-pointers. P.J. Washington taking an elbow to the neck, which should have been called a flagrant, but it wasn't. But I'll get to that here in a minute. Seton Hall beat Kentucky 84-83 in overtime. Miles Powell, 28 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. He hit the clutch 3 with 9 seconds left in regulation. Miles Cale, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 of 18 from the field, 3 of 10 from three-point land, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He hit the clutch 3 that won it for Seton Hall. Quincy McKnight, 15 points, 4 assists. Dorian Thompson, 13 points, 4 assists himself. Now for Kentucky. P.J. Washington, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. I hate numbers like that in a losing effort. Keldon Johnson, 12 points, 2 rebounds, I do believe. He hit the half-court 3 that sent the game into overtime. Reed Travis, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. And Tyler Hero, 10 points, 2 rebounds. Where was this? Here's the question. Where was this game decided today? I can probably answer that for you. It was decided by the three-pointers. Kentucky only went 5 of 20 from three-point land for 25%. Yes, they did go 24-30 for 80% at the free throw line. But Seton Hall shot better from three-point land. 11 of 27 for 40.7%. And despite the fact they went 19 of 26 for 73.1% at the free throw line, Seton Hall still won. You can thank Miles Cale and Miles Powell for this victory here today in Madison Square Garden. Kentucky coach John Calipari said after the game, we wasted an effort from P.J. Washington. Our team wasted a fantastic effort from him. He played his heart out all game long. And Calipari was right. Kentucky played their hearts out. Look at this. Let's think about this for P.J. Washington. 29 points, 12 rebounds, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. How sad is that? That was ridiculous. But Seton Hall coach Kevin Willard said, I have 2 clutch three-point shooters down the stretch. They could shoot awful from three-point land all game, but if they could hit them in the clutch, hit them in the clutch. And Willard's right. You want to talk about clutch? Miles Cale, Miles Cale and Miles Powell are going to be the new 2 big men on campus at Seton Hall come Monday. Wow. And also, too, there was 10,244 people in attendance. And it is a miracle that Seton Hall won. Michael Nizzi, Sereno Mazbrowski, I think it is, and Jared Roden all fouled out of the game. But despite all that, Seton Hall is 9-3 at Madison Square. This game was at Madison Square Garden. This game was crazy. And this victory was a big resume builder for Seton Hall. Let's think about this. Seton Hall got the big resume builder by knocking off number 9 Kentucky. And this is a big, big help for them. Now what's next? Next Saturday, Kentucky faces Utah before they have to face North Carolina. Seton Hall, they have Rutgers on next Saturday. So this Saturday, number 9 Kentucky is going to drop. Seton Hall just got the biggest break of all time, and I'm going to tell you, that game took a lot out of me. And that was just the first game on Fox. Let's think about this for a minute. Let's go to the next game on the Fox network. That was just as crazy as yet. Indiana versus Louisville. Did any of you guys have a chance to see that game? Oh, brother, that was crazy. Now, Indiana took care of Louisville 68-67. Romeo Langford, 21 points, 4 assists. 6 of 11 from the field, 9 of 14 from the free throw line. Dewan Morgan, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Rob Frisbee, 10.6 rebounds. That was it for him. Well, let's think about this. Now, also for Louisville, Jordan Norsa, 24 points, 14 rebounds. Again, in a losing effort. I hate that. 8 of 17 from the field, 4 of 8 from three-point land, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Christian Cunningham, 16 points, 3 assists. 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from three-point land, and Ryan McMahon, no relation to Vince or Shane McMahon, thank heavens, only had 11 points. Now let's think about this a minute. Archie Miller, 3 straight wins. Romeo Langford hit 2 clutch free throws with 2.2 seconds left in the game. And Louisville coach Chris Mack is 1-5 all-time in Bloomington. How in the world did Indiana win this game today? Very simple. Indiana did it from the field. 24-49 from the field, shot 49% for the game. Despite the fact they were 4-14 from three-point land for 28.6%, they still won. And their free throw shooting was not that good either, 16-25 for 64%. And they did get out-rebounded 36-33 and out-assisted 14-10. Now, despite Indiana had 10 turnovers, they still won. Louisville's shooting was not that good. 23 of 60 for 38.3% and 11 of 32 from three-point land. And they also shot 34.4% from that range too. Yes, they did shoot 76.9% from the free throw line, but they only had 13 visits to the free throw line all game. Indiana coach Archie Miller said, I got a clutch free throw shooter. Romeo Langford is one of the best guys I've got. He plays his heart out. And that's all there is to it. Louisville coach Chris Mack said, it was a very disappointing feeling to leave Bloomington with a loss. We could have had a chance to put it away. We couldn't get the job done. It was just disappointing. And that's all there was to it. And I'm telling you, we got a lot of work to do before ACC play gets underway. And that's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. Now, what's next for Louisville and Indiana? Louisville hosts Lipscomb on Wednesday, and they're doing a special charity toy drive. So if you're down to the University of Louisville and you're going to the Lipscomb game, please take a toy to donate. Take some toys to donate to the children. This way they can celebrate Christmas. We're having a toy drive here in Columbus over at the NBC4 studios. Our NBC affiliate WCMH-TV Channel 4 is having a special toy drive today. And the University of Louisville is having a toy drive on Wednesday when they face Lipscomb. We'll see what happens there. And as far as Indiana goes next Saturday, they face Butler as part of the Crossroads Classic. And next Friday night, I may give you a special treat. I haven't decided yet, so stay tuned for that. Now, for the third game on Fox, number 12 Wisconsin versus Marquette. 74-69, Marquette takes it in overtime. They got the job done. Marcus Howard, 27 points, 4 assists, 12 of 15 from the free throw line. Joey Hauser, 15 points. Sam Hauser, the younger brother, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 of 11 from the field. For Wisconsin, I hate this. 34 points, Ethan Happ. 34 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 to 21 from the field. Wisconsin wasted an effort from him. Demetric Trice, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Nate Reveres, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Now Wisconsin, the problem with Wisconsin is they've only shot 70% from the free throw line this season as a team. Today, 10 of 21 for 48%. And from three-point land, they were 5 of 24 from 21%. 14 of 15 shots from beyond the arc, and they missed 14 of 15 of those shots. Demetric Trice, 1 of 6 from three-point range in the game. 22 of 34, and for Marquette, give them credit. 22 of 34 from the free throw line, they made them. Marcus Howard had 12 of 15. And how impressive was that? But let's think about this. All right, hey, we got a little surprise visitor. It's all right. For Marquette for the game. From the field, Marquette shot 23 of 65 for 35.4%. How in the world did they win this ball game? It was at the free throw line. 22 of 34 for 64.7%. And on top of that, Marquette rebounded Wisconsin 41-36. And they only turned the ball over 8 times. Wisconsin turned the ball over 13 times. That's big right there. Wisconsin, I feel bad for them. 27 of 54. They shot 50% from the field, and they still lost. But here's what killed Wisconsin. 3-pointers, 5 of 24 for 20.8%. And they only went 10 of 21 for 47.6% for the game. Wisconsin's got to work on free throw shooting. That's the major thing they got to work on. And it showed today. Now what's next? Wisconsin hosts Savannah State on Thursday. Now Marquette's going to have a little bit of a break due to final exams. And then on December 18th, they face North Dakota. So keep that in mind. But what a game it was today. That's your Fox slate. That was just the Fox games. 2 of the 3 games on Fox on this Saturday went to overtime. And how crazy was that? And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the old days of the old school. We're going back to the old days of the old Big East. Georgetown, Syracuse. This was an instant classic. Most of these games I'm mentioning today were instant classics. Georgetown, Syracuse. Syracuse beat Georgetown today 72-71. Tyus Battle. 26 points, 5 rebounds, 8 of 18 from the field, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. Very impressive. Elijah Hughes, 15.6 rebounds, 5 of 13 from the field, 4 of 10 from three-point land. O'Shea Brissett, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 7 from the free throw line. Whew. Jesse Govan, 22 points, now that was for Syracuse. This is for Georgetown. Jesse Govan, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 of 18 from the field. I hate numbers like that in a losing effort. Mac McClung, 18 points, 2 assists, 6 of 16 from the field. And that was not much to brag about. Greg Monolowski, 11 points, 4 rebounds. That was it. Now, where was this game decided? Let's take a look. Turnovers. I think it was a turnovers, but here are the Syracuse numbers. And Syracuse played awful in the first half. And as a matter of fact, in the 38-year history of the Carrier Dome, the second fewest points scored was only 22. Syracuse only had 22 points in the first half. They started the game they went 4 of 22. They ended the half 7 of 28, 1 of 14 from three-point land. Tyus Battle, O'Shea Brissett, let me see here. Elijah Hughes, Tyus Battle, and O'Shea Brissett went over only 3 of 18 combined and 14 points in the first half. And they played awful. And the numbers actually showed it. From the field, Syracuse was only 25 of 58 for 43%. From three-point land, they were only 8 of 28 for 28.6%. From the free throw line, they did shoot 14 of 22 for 63.6%. But Georgetown did out-rebound them 45-34 and out-assisted them 17-13. Turnovers is what killed Georgetown. Georgetown had 15 turnovers to Syracuse's 9. And you know the sad part about this is, Georgetown coach Patrick Ewing said, we had a golden opportunity to win the game today, but we missed a potential game-winning 3 from half court. I mean, when it bounced off, I was sick. Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim said, I basically had to scream at him like Bobby Knight used to, just to fire my players up. It was just ridiculous how we played. But I will give Georgetown their dues. They played their hearts out, and that's all there is to it. But the bottom line is, we still have a lot of work to do before we go into ACC play. Because I'm going to tell you now, we struggled today, and it showed early. Georgetown coach Patrick Ewing said, I'm disappointed in our effort. We had a chance to win, but we threw it away. And I'm not saying anything further about that. I'm just disappointed. And that's all there was to it. That's all you can say. But what a game it was between Syracuse and Georgetown. Two old school rivals from the old days of the old Big East. But it was won today by Syracuse in the final seconds. Now, let's move on to some other games here. Let me look at my papers here. Doo-dee-doo, doo-dee-doo. Oh, here we go. I'm going to go back here. Sorry for shuffling my stuff around here, but I just want to make sure we get all the games in order that I want to talk about here. Here we go. Now, number 10 Michigan State versus number 4 versus Florida. Michigan State took this game 63-59. Now, for Florida, Keyshawn Allen, 13 points, 3 rebounds. He was only 5 of 15 from the field and 3 of 9 from three-point land. Andrew Nenhard, 13 points, 3 assists, 6 of 12 from the field. That was it. He didn't do much of anything in this game today. Nick Ward, and now for Michigan State. Nick Ward, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field. Joshua Langford, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Cassius Winston, 10 points, 6 assists. Xavier Tillman, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Almost a double-double for him. Very impressive. Now, where was this game won? I'm looking at everything, and I'm looking at all the numbers. Once again, it was decided in the field. The field goal shooting. Michigan State won 26 of 51 for 51%. Very impressive. Florida was only 26 of 63 for 36.5%. That's not going to win a ball game. 3-point shooting for both teams was just awful. All these teams think they have to live and die by the 3. It does not work. 6 of 24 from three-point land for Florida for 25%. Michigan State only shot 4 of 15 for 26.7%. Yes, Michigan State did shoot 87.5% from the free throw line, but they only had 8 visits all game. They went 7 of 8. That was it. Florida went 7 of 12 from the free throw line for 58.3%. Now, let me tell you something here also, too. Let's think about this. Michigan State coach Tom Izzo said if he would have been 5-1 at the end of the longest 6-game stretch, he would have said no way. Not even my mother even said we had a chance to go 5-1. The lone loss was to Louisville. And to Michigan State's credit, they stayed with it. Florida coach Mike White this season has lost 3 games by 6 points or fewer. That's a lot to think about for Florida, for the Florida Gators. And I mean, they had this one, they had a chance, but they blew it in the end. So what's next for Michigan State? They face Green Bay, the University of Wisconsin Green Bay on December 16th because they got to get ready for finals. Florida faces Mercer. The next game for Florida will be against Mercer on December 18th. So let me tell you something. If anybody would have told me, excuse me. Well, I will say this, though. This game, Florida State, Michigan State, Florida, this was crazy all the way around. I mean, 3-point shooting for both teams was just awful. Florida's shooting in the field was just bad. The free throw shooting, yes, Michigan State won 87.5%, but they only had 8 trips to the free throw line all game. So, Michigan State better be thankful they survived, and Florida didn't play really good at all. That's all I can say about that. Now that's past history. Let's move on to the next one. New Mexico State versus number 2 Kansas. Number 2 Kansas survived. They barely survived New Mexico State 63-60 tonight. For Kansas, Deidre Clausen, 20 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double. 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Marcus Garrett stepped up, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 4 of 7 from the field and 2 of 4 from three-point land. Unbelievable. But I'll tell you this. Give New Mexico State credit. They hung in there all night long. What cost them? In a close game like this, you don't want to speculate. But let me tell you something. They have nothing. New Mexico State has nothing to be ashamed of. This was the first game and Kansas was without their star center. You Udoka Azubuike. And then we even went scoreless for 5 minutes in the ball game tonight. But let me tell you something. Where was this game decided? You know, I'm looking at everything. This game was decided at the free throw line. New Mexico State had 10 trips to the free throw line, only hit 3 free throws for 30%. That was it. Kansas wasn't much better at the free throw line. They only had 12 trips, and they only shot 50% from the free throw line all night. I mean, New Mexico State was 25 and 55 from the field. That's 45.5%. Very impressive. But the three-point shooting may have hurt them there too. They were only 7 to 26 for 26.9%. For Kansas, they shot 25 and 58 for 43.1%, and they shot 7 to 21 from the three-point land for 33.3%. How incredible. But New Mexico State did have 16 turnovers in the game. But I'll tell you right now, New Mexico State has nothing to be ashamed of. They stayed with Kansas all night long. And Kansas coach Bill Self said, the way we played tonight, we better be thanking the good Lord we got out of there with a win. We did not play good. We only shot 50% from the free throw line all night. We had struggles all night long. At one point, we went over 5 minutes. We went scoreless for over 5 minutes in the first half of the game tonight. And that's all there is to it. Well, I will say this though. It was a very interesting game. But let's give our dues to New Mexico State. Jojo Zamora, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 and 9 from the field, 4 and 7 from three-point land. Ivan Chichika, I think it is, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 and 7 from the field. Johnny McCants, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field. That was it for New Mexico State. But they hung in there with the big dogs. Kansas, they barely survived. And what will happen next? As far as Kansas goes, they have Villanova next Saturday. That's going to be very interesting. New Mexico State gets a 9-day break to get ready for Northern Colorado. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kansas was very lucky to get out of there with a win tonight. And that's all I'm not going to say anything further. Now, the next game I want to talk about, number 11 Florida State versus UConn. Now, Florida State did take this game tonight, 79-71. And what a victory it was for Florida State tonight. This is a big victory. Because if you think about what UConn went through, Trubisky Gilbert, 25 points, 3 assists. 8 of 18 from the field, 4 of 6 from three-point land, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Excuse me. Jalen Adams, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. 4 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point land. And 5 of 5, he was a perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Welcome now for Florida State. Welcome back, Terrence Mann. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 of 13 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. David Nichols tonight. 16 big points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from three-point land, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Cannonball. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Now, I do want to apologize if I mispronounce any names. But some of these names, I cannot understand. Well, so what's happened? UConn coach Dan Hurley said, we've dropped 2 in a row. We're struggling. We can't get anything going. Florida State coach Leonard Hamilton said after the game, it was a very aggressive game. And it was. Both teams combined for 53 total fouls tonight. It was starting to get chippy. And I'm going to tell you right now, with UConn is in the American Athletic Conference, the UConn Huskies have struggled. Florida State's in the big bad ACC. But I'm going to say this though. UConn dropping 2 in a row is not good. Florida State coach Leonard Hamilton said everybody was playing aggressive tonight. And even Dan Hurley was like, the cafeteria had I had better quarters in the cafeteria. I ate better in the locker room. And we had some nice living quarters. But the only sad part about this is we lost the game tonight. And it was a disappointment for all of us as a team. I'm disappointed in our performance, and there's not much we can do about it now. Okay, the next game I want to move on to, the one you just saw on ESPN, and the reason why I am an hour late coming on the air. Notre Dame, UCLA. What can you say? UCLA beat Notre Dame 65-62. And I'm going to tell you right now, the new big man on the campus at UCLA is going to be none other than Chris Wilkes. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 of 7 from three-point land. He hit the game winner with 9/10 of a second left. Jalen Hands, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. He got a double-double tonight. 5 of 17 from the field, 2 of 8 from three-point land. Prince Ali, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point land, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. What a game it was for him. For Notre Dame, Rex Flunger, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, not enough. 5 of 6 from the field. He was a perfect 4 for 4 from three-point land, but not enough. DJ Harvey, 13.6 rebounds, 5 of 12 from the field. John Mooney, oh, I hate this. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a double-double in a losing effort tonight. But let's think about this. A great game tonight for both schools, for both teams, Notre Dame and UCLA. UCLA is now 6-0 at home. Chris Wilkes is the hero of the night. He's going to be the new big man on campus come Monday morning when he hit that clutch 3. Notre Dame has dropped 2 straight and got out-rebounded tonight 52-40. That was huge. And here are some of the final numbers, and it was the rebounds that decided it. UCLA did out-rebound Notre Dame 52-40 tonight. Now, UCLA only shot 24-70 from the field, 34.3%. Notre Dame's shooting was not that better either, 24-66 for 36.4%. The three-point shooting for UCLA was a little bit better, 9-25 for 36% tonight, compared to Notre Dame's 8-25 for 32%. Now, Notre Dame did shoot 85.7% from the free throw line, but they only had 7 free throws all night. They hit 6 of them. UCLA hit 8 of 15 for only 53.3%. You're thinking it's not that good. It's not. But when you only have 15 trips, but when Notre Dame only has 7 trips to the free throw line, it's not that good. And yes, UCLA did have 12 turnovers. But if you look at everything, it was a combination of the three-point shooting, and the three-point shooting is what killed Notre Dame tonight. And Chris Wilkes is going to be the new big man on campus come Monday. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And now, before I go, I want to do the 2 Friday night games. Number 6, Nevada, number 20, Arizona State. And I also want to talk about UMass Providence, because there's some things that need to be addressed. All right. Friday night, or into the wee hours of Saturday morning, number 6 Nevada took care of number 20 Arizona State 72-66. Levinsky Dort, 24 points, 4 rebounds for Arizona State, 9 of 19 from the field, 3 of 8 from three-point land, and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Zyla Chittenden, 13 points, 10 rebounds. I hate a double-double in a losing effort. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And all of a sudden, for Nevada, Jordan Caroline, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Caleb Martin, 15 points, 2 rebounds. Cody Martin, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 of 8 from the free throw line for him. Trayshawn Thurman, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists on Friday night. Well, let me tell you something. Nevada coach Eric Musselman called out Caleb Martin in the locker room. Caleb Martin called out his team in the locker room. And after that, the team turned it up, because in the first half, if you think about it, Nevada did struggle. Jordan Caroline woke everybody up, and they did the job. And now Nevada is only one of 8 teams still undefeated in college basketball right now. Arizona State coach Bobby Hurley was very disappointed in his team's performance in the second half. Zyla Chittenden did not score for over 14 minutes in the second half. He did not score for over the final 14 minutes. Nevada outscored Arizona State 24-18 in that span. Arizona State had a 28-3 and 23-8 lead at one point, and they scored 11 points in a row in the first half. Nevada coach Eric Musselman woke up his team, and that's what woke them up, and they got the victory on a Friday night. There's a lot of things they can work on, but let me tell you something. If you think about this, this game was decided by the 3-point shooting or the lack thereof. But Nevada did go 25 of 55 from the field for 45.5%. Arizona State went 25 of 62 for 40.3%. 3-point shooting, Nevada's got to work on that. 3 of 18 for 16.7% on Friday night. That's not going to win a ball game. They were very lucky. They had 24 trips to the free throw line, nailed 19 for 79.2%. Arizona State won 11 of 17 from the free throw line for 64.7%. And the 3-point shooting for Arizona State was much better. 5 of 20 for 25%. Arizona State did out-rebound Nevada 40-31. Arizona State did out-assist Nevada 13-11. But Arizona State did have 17 turnovers. That's what killed them right there. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can't turn the ball over 17 times and expect to win a ball game. That's all there is to it. If you stop and think about it, and the question is, we got to find a way to get the job done. And they didn't. And Nevada is only one of 8 teams left undefeated in college basketball at the moment. All right. One last game I want to talk about. Then I need to hand out some basketball awards. Now, I'm going to be handing out my awards here in just a minute, so bear with me. One last game from Friday night. UMass Providence. UMass knocked off Providence 79-78. Where was this game decided? At the free throw. This game was decided at the free throw line. It was decided by free throws. I'll get to that in a minute. But UMass. For UMass, Luana Pipkins, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 20-21 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Curtis Cobb, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 7 of 14 from the field. Carl Pierre, 15 points, 5 of 6 from three-point land. Very impressive. Now for Providence, Alpha Diallo, 21 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 3-5 from three-point land, 4-6 from the free throw line. And he also did have 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Nate Watson, 14 points, 5 rebounds for Providence. That was it. Providence has got to work on their free throw shooting. And let's think about this. Right now, Providence is only shooting 66.5% as a team from the free throw line. Friday night against UMass, they only shot 64%. But also, too, it was a combination of Providence's poor free throw shooting, along with UMass going 31 of 61 from the field for almost over 50%. And they did go 8 of 19 for 42.1% from the three-point line. Now for Providence, they did go 26 of 55 for 47.3% from the field. And yes, they did go 10 of 17 from three-point land, and they shot 58%. But the free throws killed them. They went 16 to 25 for 64% from the free throw line. Now, grant you, UMass didn't do much better from the free throw line either. 9 to 17 for 52.9%. And yes, Providence did out-rebound UMass 34-31. And Providence did out-assist UMass 14-11. But Providence had 12 turnovers to UMass's 10. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was a combination of turnovers and Providence's lack of free throw shooting or lack thereof, and along with the fact that UMass won 31 to 61 for 50% from the field for the game. That's how this game got won. And let's think about this. Pipkins, Cobb, and Pierre, 57 points combined against a very tough Providence team. And Providence's free throw percentage and free throw shooting cost them big time. Against UMass, they only shot 64% from the free throw line. And right now, Providence is only shooting 66.5% from the free throw line as a team. If I'm Ed Cooley, I'd be preaching free throw shooting before anything else. And I saw it on a Friday night. Providence looked awful from the free throw line. Yes, but three-point shooting, they were fantastic, over 58%. But it doesn't matter. If you're not hitting free throws, it's not going to matter. That's all there is to it. All right. Now, before I go, I'm not going to do I'm not doing a game of the week. I'm not doing a game of the night of nominee because there's just too many of them. So, but what I am going to do before I go is hand out some awards. It is now time to hand out the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards. And it's very simple. This is how it works. For each game, I'll be giving you a number of hardwood awards that I'm going to hand out. First, I'm going to start it right out of the gate with the very first game I talked about. Seton Hall versus number 9 Kentucky. All right, let's see. I'm going to hand out 2 awards. But before I hand out the awards, you're going to ask me, Scott, what are these awards worth? They're not much. They're not worth anything, but except a pat on the back and a great job. That's all there is to it. But I want to at least hand them something. The first Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award goes to, and there's going to be 2 winners for the Seton Hall Kentucky game, by the way. The first winner is Miles Powell, the clutch 3 at the end of with about 3 seconds left in regulation, and he did have 28 points and 2 rebounds and 4 assists. The second Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award winner goes to Miles Cale, the game-winning 3 in overtime to beat Kentucky. 17 points, 4 rebounds. He only had 3 threes in the ball game, but he hit the biggest one of all, and that which gave him the victory. So congratulations to Miles Powell and Miles Cale. You two just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So my congratulations to you on that. Now, for the Indiana-Louisville game, there's 2 awards. I'm going to hand out 2 awards for this game. The first one, Romeo Langford, 21 points, 4 assists, 6-11 from the field, 9-14 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Juwan Morgan will be my other recipient. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6-9 from the field, 3-4 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So my congratulations to you on that. Now, for the Wisconsin-Marquette game, I'm going to have 2 award winners. Marcus Howard is my first recipient. 27 points, 4 assists, 12 and 15 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, Mr. Howard. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And my other award for the Marquette-Wisconsin game goes to Sam Hauser. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 5-11 from the field. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So, and I got a lot more of these to hand out. So bear with me. For the Georgetown-Syracuse game, this one was hard. This one was pretty hard, but I'm going to hand them out anyway. For Syracuse, I got 3 winners for the Syracuse-Georgetown game. Tyus Battle, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 8 of 18 from the field, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Elijah Hughes, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 of 13 from the field, 4 of 10 from the three-point land, from beyond the arc. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And my other award winner is going to be O'Shea Brissett. 12 points, 9 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And my congratulations to you, gentlemen, on those honors. For the Michigan State-Florida game, I'm going to be handing out 3 awards today. 3 awards from 3 special Michigan State players. The first player I'm going to hand one out to is Xavier Tillman. Coming off the bench, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. My next recipient. I got to do it. Nick Ward. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field. Congratulations to you, my friend. Tell your dad I said hey. And by the way, I am going to give you a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. 6 of 8 from the field, 13 points, 5 rebounds. And my other award winner is going to be Josh Langford. 13 points, 3 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. You know what? I am going to hand out one more. Cassius Winston. 10 points, 6 assists. He played a major role in the game today. I'm going to give him one. So Cassius Winston, I'm going to give you a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So my congratulations to you gentlemen on that honor for the Michigan State-Florida game. Now, for the Kansas-New Mexico State game. This was a hard one. This game was something. Dietrich Lawson, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 8 of 15 from the field, 3-6 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. I am going to give you a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And you're going to be my only recipient from the Kansas-New Mexico State game. I've already decided. So congratulations to Dietrich Lawson on that honor today. Now for the Florida State-UConn contest. Florida State did beat UConn 79-71. And let's see. I'm going to give out 3 awards. Terrence Mann, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 of 13 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. David Nichols, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And he was 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from three-point land, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Menfadu Kinagle. If I pronounce names incorrectly, I do apologize, but some of these players' last names I cannot pronounce for the life of me. So you have to kind of bear with me on that. But anyway, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So congratulations to the 3 players for the Florida State-UConn game that I've given awards out to. Now, for the UCLA-Notre Dame contest, I got to do this. Chris Wilkes, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 of 7 from three-point land. He hit the game-winning 3 with 9/10 of a second left. Jalen Hands, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, a double-double for him. Prince Ali, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Congratulations to the 3 of you gentlemen. The 3 of you gentlemen have just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And I congratulate you on that honor. Now, for the Friday games that I did not do a report on, verse number 6 Nevada, number 20 Arizona State. For the Nevada game, I'm going to be handing out 2 awards. Jordan Caroline, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Caleb Martin, 15 points, 2 rebounds. I'm going to give you a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award for the 15 points that you put up on the board. You know what? I'm going to hand out 2 more. Cody Martin, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Trayshawn Thurman, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He contributed in a big way coming off the bench. So congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And now, for the final game of the night, UMass Providence. Now, I'm going to be handing out 3 awards for this game. First one goes to Juwan Pipkins. 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 of 21 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Curtis Cobb, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 7 of 14 from the field. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Carl Pierre, 15 points, 5 of 6 from three-point land. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So, before I go, I just want to extend my congratulations to all my Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award winners for the weekend, for the Friday and Saturday games. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is now time for my closing thoughts. And quite frankly, I don't know where to begin. This Saturday was the craziest Saturday in college basketball. This was my very first weekend of doing college basketball strictly. I'm done with college football until the bowl season. But I'm going to tell you right now, what a Saturday in college basketball. I figured, okay, I'm going to have a little bit of a quiet day. Not much is going to happen. Surprise, Seton Hall upsets Kentucky. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, if this is going to be any indication, if this game's any indication, are any of the other games going to be crazy? They were. Georgetown, Syracuse, the old Big East battle. From Indiana, Louisville. The only game, two of the three games on the Fox network, two of those games, the three games on the Fox network, two of them went to overtime. And the one that didn't, Indiana, Louisville, was just as crazy. Seton Hall, Kentucky, I saw great basketball. I saw P.J. Washington take an elbow to the neck, which was very uncalled for. And what can you say about Marquette and Wisconsin? The battle for the state championship of the state of Wisconsin in basketball up for grabs. That game was just unbelievable. I saw everything from three-point shots to who's going to win this game, and I'm thinking, oh, brother. And then, yes, I did see Duke destroy Yale today. I shouldn't have wasted my time with talking about that game, but you never know. But anyway, Florida State, UConn. What can you say about that? And what can you say about UCLA, Notre Dame? Two old rivals giving it everything they have. But it did happen. But I'm going to tell you right now, this weekend in college basketball was just plain crazy. And I'm telling you now, if you think this is crazy, wait till you get into January, into the meat of the conference schedule. That's when the craziness is really going to begin. And I'm going to tell you now, this weekend was just flat out of control. I mean, Seton Hall, Kentucky started it right out of the gate. I figured, okay, have a quiet day. Wrong. Indiana, Louisville, quiet game. Wrong. Wisconsin, Marquette. That was just as crazy. Georgetown, Syracuse. Scott, have you been smoking some loco weed or something? But Michigan State, Florida, I figured, okay, maybe a little bit of a quiet game. New Mexico State, Kansas. I figured, okay, I'm going to finally calm down. Number 2, Kansas is going to take care of New Mexico State. Florida State, UConn, I figured to quiet down. After that, they kind of quieted down for a bit. That was about the only game that kind of quieted down. Notre Dame, UCLA, I figured that game would kind of quiet down a little bit. I was going to come on the air at about 11:30, but I saw how close the game was at the half, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll check on it. I figured to quiet down. Nope, that didn't happen. Now, the Friday games, Nevada, Arizona State. I figured, okay, Friday night, nice quiet night at home. Nevada, Arizona State. Number 6, number 20. I knew that would be wild. But the one I didn't expect, UMass Providence, 79-78. I'm thinking Providence is going to win this one easy. That was my weekend in college basketball. It is a miracle I'm still here. And it is a miracle I didn't pull my hair out, and I was like, which game do I watch? Which game do I watch? Because they were just, all games today that I mentioned were just crazy. With the exception of the Duke-Yale game. That was the only game that was not crazy. Everything else, I was thinking, if my heart survives this, it's going to be a miracle. But anyway. It finally took me forever to come back down to earth. After this, I came back down to earth. I figured, okay, I'll come on the air at about 11:30. That didn't happen because Notre Dame and UCLA gave us a classic. All the games today, Seton Hall, Kentucky, instant classic. Indiana, Louisville, instant classic. Number 12 Wisconsin, Marquette, instant classic. And Marquette has just helped their resume big time by knocking off Wisconsin and Kansas State. They were both ranked number 12 in the country. Georgetown, Syracuse, that's always a classic. Michigan State, Florida, that was a battle. New Mexico State, Kansas played it too close for comfort for my heart. Florida State, UConn, a little bit of a lackluster towards the end. Notre Dame, UCLA, that was a classic. And I don't care what you guys say on this Saturday in college basketball. Nevada, Arizona State, that was a battle. Providence has to work on their free throw shooting. And they're lost to UMass. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm about to lose my voice. So therefore, I'm not going to say anything further here tonight. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys for taking the time with me here tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have, and the last name is Manning. All you have to do is scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you'll see all the sports videos that I have done so far. Thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. I apologize for the over an hour late start, but Notre Dame UCLA was turning into a classic. I just couldn't get away from it. Honestly, I just could not. As much as I wanted to, I just couldn't do it. And I'm sure all my West Coast viewers would appreciate that. I know my Notre Dame viewers and my West Coast viewers out at UCLA would appreciate that and appreciate that very much. Thank you guys so much for being with me here into the wee hours of the morning. It is now 1:30 in the morning here in the eastern part of the country. Thank you so much for being with me. You guys have a great night. Go to bed, get some sleep, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. You guys have a great night, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and thank you.